Hey Mark, how's it going?
Good. What's today? Thursday. How's your Thursday going?
Good.
I didn't think about that. Holy cow. Week's
It's a
going
little
by.
clammy out there and we have a tornado watch.
Well, you know what? To me, it looks like it's been clearing up a little bit. I don't see it coming at all. That's me. But
Well,
as you,
Innisfil school's in a shelter in place, apparently.
I think they're overreacting, but
I
whatever.
think so too.
Okay, so give the audience a little bit of a spin on this video we're doing. We haven't done one like this before. I think it's warranted. A lot of people, our audience, sees us talking about market conditions, what's going on, pricing, listing price, sales, and all that, which is valuable information. But this video is more behind the scenes. And what we're talking about, we're not winging it, but we're talking about what we encounter on a weekly or daily basis that people don't actually see. And we're dealing with so many people in our industry, whether it's agents, whether it's people we know for home inspections, whether it's people we know to referring jobs, etc. There's lots of moving pieces when we get a deal put together or when we're in negotiations. And a lot of times they're not good, meaning that that's just this is
That's an
me.
understatement, Mark. I'm
Right.
very
It is. It's so true, right? Where we go, oh God, I did a deal with this Toronto agent and it went really good. Wow. That was nice to do. We always talk about it's nice to do business with people that connect well, work well together, the whole bit. But it's rare today. It's really, really rare. And the lack of effort and agents in our industry are doing a shit poor job. They're not. I feel sorry for some of the public that is being represented by some of these people today. It's sickening.
well, and what's funny for me this week, what I've encountered is the best and the worst.
100%.
The deal I did in Aurelia we did a home inspection and there was a million things wrong.
Yep.
And they really worked with us to get contractors, to get people there to try to work out a way that was fair and equitable to both parties. Because
Right.
my buyer really wanted to buy it, her seller really wanted to sell it, but
Yeah.
there's all these obstacles in the way.
Right. And I think I'm going to ask you this question. I think that yes, you made some good points that the transaction's not done yet. You and the listing agents work well together to compromise and to get a solution to the problems, right? Like that's really important. So,
Oh, and it's hard to find somebody. Like sometimes you'll get somebody, take it or leave it, too bloody bad.
right,
And then my client would have left it.
100%, 100%. So so this happens where agents get some egos. That's not the egos get in the way in this business way too much, and attitudes get in the way. This is what sellers and buyers don't see, right? Like you're doing everything you can for the buyer, and that listing agent is doing everything for the seller. We have some problems. We need to work it out. So we sell the property and everybody's happy. But that's really difficult in today's market. I'm finding the agents, a lot of agents that are representing the public are doing a poor job.
Some of them are.
Some of them
Well,
are.
I got
All
that
of them are.
call where they met an agent and they were being bullied and pressured and signed a contract and they all like even just the mannerism right away was they didn't trust him, so they called me.
Well, that's it. Let's zone in a couple things from your week, and we're leading into that, which is good. And that's the thing. Can you imagine getting a call saying, "Hi, Mark, I saw this listing and I found you on YouTube, and I'd like you to show me this condo at Allen Street." And I show up and go, "Great, nice to meet you. Oh, by the way, can you please sign this BA representative? So that means I'm representing you." They don't know me. They don't know me. Why would I want that? Would be stupid to do. But a lot of agents are doing those kind of things. So they locking the people up. Now they're forced to work with that individual and they're going, holy cow, why did we sign that? That to me, that's
Well,
a killer of a deal. That's just wrong.
and I look at it two ways too. The first way is a BA isn't even necessary. Now, you talk to other people, other agents, you have to, it's the law, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. Okay?
No, it's not.
Second of all, trying to even enforce one is almost impossible. You have to go to
Tell
small
us, tell about
claims.
the BA. Tell us some things, because they're gonna go, what's a BA, some audience, so
So
give background, some information on that. what
a
it means.
BIA is a buyer agency agreement
Okay.
where you have basically signed a contract that I'm going to be your agent for your purchase. Regardless, you can write down a geographical area, an address, whatever, and basically you're now saying that you're locked into me and that I'm
Correct.
your buying agent.
Yep.
Now, first of all, I don't treat people like I treat people like I would want to be treated. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't sign a damn thing. So I don't I don't expect other people to do it either.
No.
And second of all, I know people that have bailed on their agent, went with another agent, and you got to try to go to small claims court. You got to do all this nonsense to try to actually reclaim some of that commission if they bail on you anyway. Nobody goes after anybody.
No, it's gonna lose. It's gonna cost them some money to do it. The whole bit. It's just not even worth it. It's just not. Or I like the fact that, well, you should, well, you're maybe, your people will say went to an open house and started talking about a property and the whole bit, and a week later that's your buyer, and they just, buyers do that all the time. They go to open houses, right? They like to be involved in the search themselves too. They want to go look at some houses of interest, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Yes, they're interacting with that agent that's there at the house asking questions. That's allowed. That's okay. But you're the agent, they come back to you and you write the deal up, and then they will say, I was the agent at the open house, and going, I met those people. I should get some of the commission. No, you shouldn't. You should get nothing. Why should I get some of the commission?
Well, not only that, I've had my buyers go to open houses and the agent says, well, if you use me, I can get you a better deal. And they blew me off. They blew me off.
I know.
Because agents bully and lie. I had one years ago where they said, oh, there's 3 offers on the house. So I was doing an open house. So they went to open houses in the area. Then we were going to go see houses. Yeah. So they came to my open house. Diane, we got to put an offer right away. There's 3 offers.
Yeah.
We want the house. We saw it at the open house. So I called the agent and I said, so how many, what's your irrevocable on your offers? And he goes, I don't have any offers. I said, oh, you don't? No. Diane, it's not even my listing. I'm doing the open house for somebody else.
But
totally lied to them. Totally.
Yeah. I know.
To pressure them, to engage them.
Yes. Yeah. To say, you better put an offer in. Let me know. I can get something written up in 35 minutes or whatever. Like, what a crock of shit. Right.
Well, and I don't feel like I need a contract with you to hold you to work with me. Oh, no, if you don't want to work with me and you don't feel that I'm doing the best for you, then you need to fire. You're more than welcome to go somewhere else.
Wow, that's it. That's the way it should be, right? And that's the way it's ought to be.
I'm just letting the dog in.
Yeah. And I see this a lot. I see it all the time, and it frustrates me. And I thought, you know what, let's share some of those thoughts with the public of behind the scenes, what we go through and stuff like that. Some people think it's an easy job, and sometimes it is easy job. When you're working with good people, it goes smoothly and you get answers, and things get done quickly in a good way that are great for a buyer and seller and being represented independently by agents. And that's a good thing. But my experience this week, and I'm going to pull up some text because I want to be transparent. I think transparency is important, and I'm a type of person that I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I want to say in a good way. If I'm representing somebody, my interests are with them, and I don't give a shit about relationships with agents. I'm doing the best thing for that client, no matter what. So, 2 things. Last week we did a deal, tried to do a deal. Listen to this. Now I want you to pull up some inventory. So, property was bought for $800,000. I'm representing the buyer on this transaction. Property was listed for $699. Held off on offers, got nothing, kept at the same price at $699. Southeast Barrie. I don't like, it's a newer build. I didn't like the location because of, I know, I like the location. I didn't like the development itself because there's rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of townhomes. We've seen a lot of properties come up there for sale. We've seen a lot of properties come up there for lease. And with that many of size of development, there's going to be problems in the future. It's going to be almost like a mini transient area. People come in all the time. And I don't think that was the greatest thing for my client. So anyway, we ended up trying to get a deal done. And so I called the agent up and I said, you know, I see your client paid $800,000 for that. What's their expectation? And why I did that is not because I'm trying to get a number out of them, because I know there's going to be a loss because the market was there at 2022 when they bought it, and the market isn't there now. No, Mark, my clients understand the market. They realize that. Okay, then I'll put something to paper. I sent an offer over on behalf of my buyers, and I put it in for $750,000. The comps are telling me that it's max in that area, 725 to 735. Really wanted it, liked it, whole bit. We didn't even get a response, and I gave the agent 18 hours. No text, no information whatsoever on no response to the offer. Okay, so I had to go back to call my client and say, listen, we gave them almost 18, 19 hours. Obviously, they're not interested in doing business with us, and communicated to me that they know this is you at this 750, you paid 20 grand more than what you should have. They obviously, this agent slash seller don't know about the market. We left, we looked at some other properties. 2 days later, we come back, and it was, and I called, and I just put everything behind me because it's the right thing to do. My client wanted this property. I'm going to follow his direction and, call the agent back and see if we can get something done. Called them back and said, listen, you know what, our offer's still on the table. You didn't respond to it, but I want to reiterate the fact that, we could still negotiate this. My client wants the property. Okay, I'll get it back to you in, 5 or 6 hours. Get it back. $787,000. And I went to my client, you can't sign this. You can't accept this. You are going to make the biggest mistake imaginable. Okay.
Okay, so let me clarify for the audience. It was listed at $699. It was listed for a couple weeks, no multiple offers, nothing happened. So it was listed for $699. Mark put in $750. He was totally ignored. And they finally signed back at $787 on a listing.
Yep.
That was $699.
Yep. I'm going to read some of the text. So this is important. This is important because it tells the story. Let me just get it.
Listen, not only when you were going through this, I said, you know what, Mark, everything happens for a reason. And when you lose something, you usually end up with something better.
Well, that's exactly what happened.
And he did.
Part two. So here's why they didn't respond to the offer.
Okay.
You can go.
Yeah, she's driving me nuts.
Monday, June 3rd at 9:32 p.m. I got a text saying the seller is requesting more time to deal with the offer. We're requesting Wednesday at 5 p.m. We gave irrevocability on June 4th till 9 a.m. That was the announcement on the rate. So the seller actually thought, and I'm going to say the agent actually thought, with the Bank of Canada lowering the rates, which we all knew was going to be 25 basis points. It wasn't going to be a 1%, 1.5 or 50 basis, 25.
Yeah.
Thought the herd would come back and I would get my full list price. I said, no, you have till 9 a.m. to deal with the offer. Nothing. 1 second, I'm getting to more of it. I sent a text, said, had a discussion with my client after 9 a.m. Deal is dead. You have a great offer on the property and your client is going to let this slip away. No response. Then we talked about, we kind of got the offer back on track. I'll have a reply for you in the evening with the second offer of round 2 with this at 750,000. 1 second, I'm just coming up. She's signing it back at 787,000, and I'm just getting home now, and I'll send it over. My response is, don't bother sending it over because we're not going that high. I will not let my client make a mistake like that. It's a massive mistake. This is a 2-in-1, not 3 bedrooms up. It's a 2-in-1. The valuation's not even there. So at that point, I'm really frustrated because I was led to believe that, okay, my client knows what's going on in the market. It's clearly that they don't, and it's clearly that the agent doesn't know what's going on in the market. Clearly evidence of that. So when I see that, I respond, whether it's a negative or in the heat of the moment, but that's just my personality. So this is what I said. I said, you said that she understood. Oh, shoot, got it back. I'm scrolled up a little too fast. Give me 1 second. I'm almost there. I said, you said that she understands the market. It's very clear to me that she doesn't. We're moving on. Good luck. And I said, I really feel you're wasting a lot of people's time, which is true. Wasting my time, wasting my client's time, which I value every minute of my day. I don't like wasting time. I said the property's priced at $699, no offers on May 13th. It's still listed at the same price. And our first conversation was, she is aware of and been briefed about the market. And I said, listings are up over 40% and climbing year to date, which we did our May video on, and we saw the results. Listings are up, not lying. I attached the video because I watched the market. We watched the market like a hawks. And I said, don't even bother, we're moving on. But the frustration part and the lack of professionalism, in a sense, that is out there today, it's not out there today, is where I'm going with this.
Well, and I had people on my listing in Aurelia come in 100,000 lower verbally, and I told them, don't even bother.
You can't, it's not, no.
Like, and we ended up getting close to list, right?
Right.
Like they figured it's December, early January, she's gonna give it away. And I told them, listen, she's not desperate. And that, they gave us like 25,000 higher than what she paid for it 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Mark.
Save your time. Save everybody time. And this is, I really believe that there was a lot of agents who got into our industry during the COVID times because there was tons of money to be made. We've seen it. You just had to put a sign on and
Mark,
it's done.
Are you ready for this? I saw a thing the other day. There's over 1,300 agents registered in Barrie today. When we started, there was like 8 or 9. There's 1,300.
Yeah, I know. That's just in Barrie. So that's just how much it's grown in Barrie. And I saw something on TikTok, and I forget, guy's a podcast and he has clips on it and stuff like that. I think he said there was 77,000 agents in Toronto. Over 35,000 never did a deal at all. This is common, folks. So it's sometimes you gotta, we hear stories where, oh, so-and-so knows an agent, I recommend them, but you gotta really interview 3 or 4. You gotta go with the agent that you feel comfortable with, that really understands the market, not someone that has a 9-to-5 job and just services friends or family once every couple of years, because they don't know what's going on in the market.
Well, listen, not only that, Mark, like when we came into all these problems with this house, most agents would have said, like, I had no idea. Like, because I've gone to like so many home inspections, I understand what aluminum wiring is. I understand what asbestos is and the percentage. I understand what it means about, dry rot. I understand all of these things that you need to know about, because a lot of people would freak out, and they would freak out and they would run away. And some of them, you do run away. When I see a foundation leaking all over the place and then there's 2 feet of water, we're done. We're out. We're gone.
You can't go through that.
And I don't tell people, like even those people that called me, I'm admitting or telling the truth. There's no sales in that area. People are stuck. Nobody can get out. And I don't know if it's the greatest investment. Well, I'm not going to lie to you just to get a deal.
tell us, okay, I'm gonna lead in because I know the story and I'm gonna ask you some questions on this. So this happened this week for Diane. I think all about it. I like telling stories because I know all about it. So Dan got a call from a prospect from our channel, and on Friday Harbour, she did some videos on that. She knows a bit more about that area than I do. And her prospective client, because it's really not a client yet, they saw the video, they thought, hey, but here's where I'm leading with this, is that these people went to a realty brokerage that does a lot of business in that community of
Well,
Friday.
they have an office there, so they just walked in and they met this guy.
All right, let me finish the story. Your turn's coming. So to that point, they went in and they felt very uncomfortable with the agent at the brokerage. Felt that pressured, wasn't looking after them, only wanted to show their listings. Am I correct? Not anything else. So
Then
they
he
can,
double ends them all.
right. So this is the thing, that there's a lot of greed in our business today. Let's face it. There's not, I shouldn't say, I'm not gonna put a number on that. There's a lot of people that just look at the dollar signs and don't look at the relationships. Our business is about relationships. That's all it's about.
It always has been.
It always has been. But in the last 5 years, that means nothing anymore, it seems.
Well, you know what I think too, Mark, that you and I know a lot of successful agents that will walk away from a deal or turn down a client or just be who they are, or give, an honest evaluation, and they don't get the listing.
It happens all the time.
But there's also a lot of people out there that are starving. They're starving, and they're going to do anything to try to get a deal. If you're a full-time agent right now, everybody, and you know it because you got a call from a very successful agent that said he's in trouble. Everybody is hurting right now because the deals and the sales are so low. People are saying and doing anything to get that client.
Yeah.
And you got to be flipping careful, because they, it's like a drowning man. He's gonna, hang on to anything.
Desperate.
He's desperate
for the paycheck to pay the bills. And that's, and that happened. It's unfortunate, but that's the way that's a market. It goes up and it goes down. You have to adjust. You have to live within your means, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? I'm not going to bore people with that, but that's the thing. There's a lot of desperate people out there today, and they're lacking representation to the buyer and seller just to get the deal done. And that's where I really believe you can't cross the line. You have to do the right thing for that client, no matter what. We have fiduciary obligations, but a lot of them just throw them out the window.
Well, I told you before in another video, when I got a mentor when I first started, him too. And he said, Diane, if you take care of people, the money takes care of itself.
It's always my motto. Yep. I never counted the dollars. I never sat there and going, oh, great, I got that deal done today. I just made 20 grand, 25 grand.
Oh, when I was married, I'd come home and I'd tell Dennis, oh my God, we got it done. Because they're like, you're part psychologist, marriage counselor, building inspector, like you're everything. Like it's a hard thing. And I'd go in the house and like, oh my God, I got the deal done. He'd say, how much did you make? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't about
He goes, you don't know? No. Like I hadn't even done a trade. I didn't even figure out the money. No. Like I don't worry about the money.
No, you don't have to. The money will come if you give good service, you're honest, you have morals, you have ethics, your integrity. People trust you. This is a trust business. And if you bring that to the table, get out. Bottom line, get out.
And you know what I kind of liken it to? When you go into a store and there's somebody following you around, you hate it, right? Can I help you? Are you okay? Can I help you? No, I'm all right. 2 seconds later, can I help you? Are you all right? No, I'm all right. I don't like that kind of pressure for me as a person. So why would I put it on somebody else?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to go back to Friday Harbour because there's more of that story that I want to talk about. So that prospect called Diane. Dan ended up showing up some properties and digging deep into material facts about the development. Pulled up some sales, lack of sales, because this buyer needs this kind of information to make informed decisions. What's going on in the market here? What's selling in the market? What's not selling? What's going on? Goes on and on and on. And correct me if I'm wrong, you at the end of your analysis, you told your client, your prospective client, that there's not much activity going on, massive days on market for properties. End of the day,
Nothing over 900 is even sold this year at all.
this isn't a
None.
good decision to buy in here. It's a hard sell. And it is a hard sell. That development is a hard sell. In this kind of market that we're in today, it's hard.
Recreational properties are the first to go by the wayside.
Gone. They're gone. They're gone. And there's a lot of them, right? I mean, that's a lifestyle out there. Not for me, not my kind of a lifestyle, but for some people like it, and that's great, and they buy in there. But to me, those aren't investments. Investments, maybe when they first bought them up from on ground zero, when that was development 10 years ago or whatever long it's been, great, you've done okay. But to buy in there today, you got rocks in your head. I would never buy that investment, because to me, it's not an investment.
If you're going to enjoy it for 10 or 20 years, Mark, and you plan to go up every weekend and enjoy it, it's a different story than, okay, you know, we're going to use this for 3 or 4 or 5 years and sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's a long-term thing that you want to enjoy for the rest of your life, I know people that own in there. This friend of mine from Bradford, his dad owns 3 of them. Their whole family goes up nearly every weekend. The grandkids, they love it.
Yeah, some people like it. Some people like that lifestyle up there. I don't.
But you got to remember, you live right on the water. I live 5 minutes from a beach.
Yeah.
We live in an environment that we can go to the water anytime for free.
Oh, I know. I agree.
And
really
these
market.
Yeah, these people from, like, the guy I know, his dad lives in Richmond Hill or Vaughan. He lives in Bradford. His brother lives in Newmarket or something. Like, they're not in a place where that's available.
Yep. No, I get it.
So they love it.
Yep, I get it. I understand.
But it's like anything. It's something, you know, we also have had big discussions over the last week or two with different clients that will not listen to us. Meaning we're saying, man, if it's us, if it was me, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't put my money there, or I wouldn't live in that neighborhood, but they want it anyway, and they don't listen.
I know sometimes it happens, and you look, but it's the fact that you've told them that's important.
Yes.
Everyone gets to make their own decisions at the end of the day, but it's important that you just said, hey, you know what? By the way, this area will be like this in year 2 or 3 from now because of this. This area has 10 million rentals or whatever. This house isn't great because it's a 2-in-1. Majority of people want a three bedroom. This is a young family community in this geographical area, and most have 2 kids. And now you're splitting up the kids. It's not going to sell. It's going to sit in the market. It's going to take time.
And you know what? I want people to know the reason why Mark and I do these things. Most of our business, or a lot of our business, is repeat and referral. And the reason why we get repeat and referral is because you want your people in 5 years to be happy with where they're living.
100%. Got to be.
Not that, oh my God, he sold me this house and I'm miserable here and now I don't want to be here. They blame you, right?
Can't. And this is the part that we've run into this over the years, where we get calls, or you get calls, and I've got calls too, going, come up for evaluation because I bought this house 2 years ago and my agent was from the city or not from this geographical area, and it's a terrible area. 100%.
I had 3 calls this year already for that.
Right. And this happens where it's important, folks, to, you know, if you want your Toronto agent, that's great. I mean, nothing wrong. You have the choice, but I will recommend giving a local agent an opportunity, because we know the community. They don't know the community. They just think, oh, great, it's by the water. You're going to love it here. But
it's $500,000, but it's in Crackhead Land.
Right. So that's the thing, right? So there's things that the information that is so important to know. And when I do business and I get calls, hey, Mark, can you represent me? I want to buy in Cambridge. No, I can't, because I don't know Cambridge. But I'll refer it out to someone, and I will investigate that agent to make sure I get you the most, you know, professional agent that knows that community well, because I don't want to make a bad mistake and put you in an area that I don't know, and then it's on me. I don't want that on my chest. I'd rather looked after in a better way by someone that knows that community. Done. No,
No,
there's
I
no,
feel I'm the same as you. You know, if someone isn't happy, I feel responsible. Like, to
should
me, the whole goal is to not sell people just to get a sale, but to help people
educate.
educate and help, yes, and help them get the best fit for them.
Yep. And 100%. So I'm gonna tell a story.
Okay, we got only 5 or 6 minutes. You want me to share the listings or no?
Uh, no, we're gonna have to do it again.
Okay.
We'll stop it because I want to, but the chat again. These aren't rehearsed folks. These are just, we're talking about some weeks. I think it's important. So I got a deal done this week, and I with my clients, and I'm happy for them. Great area, everything's great about it, but there's lots of questions on the other half of the other agent, and what I found from that experience, that the agent checked out. So I called her on it. I said, listen, it seems to me that you've really checked out of this deal once now we've got an accepted offer. But this accepted offer has 3 conditions. We have an opportunity to say, see you later, if we're not getting the information that we need. You're pushing it back on me now. Okay, I did this, now you need to follow up. No, I'm not representing the seller, I'm representing the buyer. You're representing the seller. So I called her out on it. I'm not going to say the name, but I will say she changed. So I'm the type of person that I say there's no filter. I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. Here you go. And it wasn't done in a rudely way, but I needed certain information from that agent to pass on information to protect my buyer on certain things. And if we weren't getting it, we need to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of moving parts with this. So anyway, it worked, it changed. This is the whole part of, just because we got an accepted offer, the thing's not done. Things
Well,
not closing day.
look
We
at
need to work together to get this all wrapped up.
look at the one I had with somebody that we both know, where everything was all well and good during the offer process. Nicest person going, helpful, cooperative. Yes, Diane, we'll waive this, or we'll do this, and we'll do that. Soon as that deal was accepted,
Yeah, it's done. No, it's not done, folks. It's not done.
that was the one that got bumped. And then
Right.
I'm trying to give notice and not even acknowledging that I gave notice.
Right.
Right? Not even answering anything, not even nothing. Like, when you are in this business, you have to work with these agents. And there's certain agents, we've done multiple deals with the same person.
Why we love them, because we get answers and we get, and it's nice. I get excited when I work with someone that I worked with in the past, because things get done. Hey, I need this. I had a deal with Misty there. We closed last week. Great. Things got done like that. Hey, Misty, I need this. Can you help me out? Yep, done. I'll get to you in a minute. Thanks. Done.
That's what I mean. Like, we're up.
I go back to my folks and say, hey, this is coming. This is what we need. This is what we got. Great, done. Deal already accepted, already been done. It's already firmed up, but we need more information on certain things.
And
that's relationships that need to be intact.
Yes. And when you, regardless of what people think, your agent's attitude can change an offer process.
100%.
I've had, okay, so I had that guy call me that wanted to buy that land, remember?
Yep.
I called the client back, she said, if it's him, we're not interested.
Yep.
They will not deal with that agent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's a pushy, aggressive, he's ignorant, and she says, I don't care. We're not interested in dealing with him.
Right. That's it. And no different from the deal that we had this week. We're not getting information. My clients trust me, Mark. You call the shots. You're doing it. We trust you with everything you're doing. We need to get away from this deal. Then we move on. So I had to remind the agent, saying, listen, you're not the only game in town. Okay. Transactions are down. I think for May, were they down 40-some% over last year?
23 or 25.
22%. 22%. It was the inventory, but it's up 40%.
Yes.
We have lots of choice. We can go elsewhere.
Mark, they got a better deal. I kept telling you. We get,
Yeah, they did. But this is the part B of the story. That we got another deal going on where I told the agent, you checked out. It changed because we were gonna go elsewhere if we couldn't get something going. Like there's key factors in this deal to make it come together, and information is needed like this. Condition period's 5 days. It's not 15 days, it's 5. So I think we
And I'm
wrapped it
one
up.
of those people. I'm one of those people that if you ask me for something, I give it to you right away because I
Yeah,
don't want
again,
to forget.
you don't want to forget down them on a bang. See you later.
Yeah. And if you're really busy and doing a lot of deals, you can't leave all these things hanging there because you'll forget shit.
Yeah,
So
well,
like as soon as, even when I get a deal, I do the fin track, I do the trader, I do everything, boom, all at
so,
one time because I don't want to have to remember little parts and little things. So you ask me something, I'm doing it right this second because I don't want all this stuff hanging over me, right?
yeah, 100%. No, 100%. Okay, folks, any comments are welcomed. Subscribe for more information, give it a like, give it a share. Anyone has any questions on the Barrie real estate, Simcoe County real estate market, give us a call. See you.
Yeah. Perfect.
Ciao.
Bye.